All right. Well, I'll start by welcoming everybody to another one of the Seniors for Social Action Ontario Zooms. This is a really interesting topic with us today, kind of a new topic. So I'm going to take a minute to introduce you to our guest speaker today, um, who is Anthony Conte. Anthony is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity in the Thousand Islands region, serving communities across the counties of Leeds and Grenville. In his role, he oversees all aspects of the affiliate's operations, including helping local families achieve affordable home ownership, the restore operations across Leeds and Grenville counties, the build site developments, family services, and fundraising initiatives, all supported by a good, dedicated team. With over 20 years of experience in media and communications, Anthony brings a strong background in storytelling, community engagement, and strategic outreach. After joining Habitat for Humanity Thousand Islands just under a year ago, Anthony has been focusing on strengthening operations, building partnerships, and working towards serving more families across the region. He's passionate about creating opportunities for individuals and families to achieve stability through safe, affordable housing, and is committed to growing Habitat's presence and impact within the community. And today, Anthony will be giving us some sense of the capability of Habitat for Humanity for uh, addressing this large need that we have for supportive housing for seniors, which is, of course, SSAO's objective. So I want to welcome Anthony. I want to thank Trish and Harry for making this possible. And Anthony, I'll turn it over to you for your slide presentation. After the slide presentation, I should say that there will be a question and answer period, which we can moderate. So please use the reactions tab on the bottom of your screen to raise your hand. We'll recognize it. And we'll also take some questions. If you place them in the chat forum, we'll be able to bring some questions forward as well. But raise your hands if you have a good question at the end of Anthony's presentation. So with that, I'll just say over to you, Anthony. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Doug, and nice to virtually meet everyone. So, as Doug mentioned, I am the executive director for the Thousand Islands area for Habitat for Humanity. I am part of the National Federation for Habitat Canada as well. There's 44 affiliates in Canada, and I am part of the Ontario caucus. So, at the end of the presentation, I have a page and there's questions on there. So, I'd like you to look at those questions, and if you have more, you can present them in the chat or in the meeting, or you can put your hand up to speak. I'll answer them here, and I can also take your feedback and suggestions to Habitat Canada because we are launching a program that can really focus on helping seniors. My focus on this affiliate is moving into this program by September, and I'll get into that in the presentation. But first, I'll talk to you about what we do because surprisingly, a lot of people don't realize what Habitat for Humanity is. A lot of people think we give away free homes, which we don't. It is a hand up, not a hand out. So I'll get into my presentation. I'll share my screen. Skip to the next page, actually, the page following the next page. So, who we are. We bring communities together to help families build strength, stability, and independence through affordable housing solutions. And next slide. We belong to a global network committed to a world where everyone has a safe and decent place to live. So we have Habitat International, we have Habitat for Humanity Canada, and then we have, again, the 44 affiliates throughout the organization in Canada. There used to be 77, so that number has shrunk significantly. And what that means is a lot of the affiliates have amalgamated. And it is because the funding models for Habitat is the restores. And in some areas, the restores are not performing well. So they've merged affiliates. There's also a mandate that each affiliate in Canada has to build at least one home every 2 years. They have to serve a family every 2 years, or they can lose their affiliate. So that also has happened, and that does happen because of financing. But how we get that financing is grants we apply for. We ask MPs, MPPs, in Ontario, and we ask for funding help. We go to Queen's Park to rally. We go to Parliament Hill every year as well. We were just at Queen's Park a month ago. So those are ways that we find funding to buy land, look for surplus land that's either donated, it has to be serviceable land. And yeah, we'll go to the next slide. Thank you. So again, this is just a map to show you where we're located. So most of the affiliates are in Ontario. There are 23 out of the 44 that are just in Ontario alone. So we are expanding more and more. Of course, we're growing, even if we're staying within the same affiliates. Some affiliates are just growing larger. Next slide, please. So for myself, I'm serving families across Leeds and Grenville, so that's Gananoque and then all the way up through Kemptville. There is a line in Smiths Falls where we share a line with Ottawa's affiliate as well, but we all work together as well. It just means we can't build for a family outside of our affiliate area. We can't advertise for our fundraising campaigns or restore advertisings outside of our affiliate area as well. We build more than homes. We build community, dignity, and hope. So the local restores, again, as mentioned, they help fund affordable housing projects. Some stores are in debt. And then there's a Build Canada Homes right now. That was announced in September. So this is something that's in the works. And what Build Canada Homes is offering to us right now, which is not finalized, is $150 million for the Federation, so across Canada. And if we borrow that money, it would be interest-free. It would be an interest-free loan that we can put into a critical repair program, which is what I'll get into more, and building more homes. So if we're taking this loan, the expectation is that we're going to build a minimum of 5 homes per year per affiliate. Larger affiliates like Ottawa or Toronto would, of course, have more funding to build more homes because they have a bigger population. The restores are more profitable. But outside of the restores, each affiliate will have 50-50 draws. We have campaigns like we're having a cruise in September for our affiliate. We have a murder mystery dinner in Kemptville coming up in September, soon to be announced. So you're getting a sneak peek to that information. So we have a golf tournament that we're launching for the first time in Leeds and Grenville, which will be held in Prescott just for our affiliate. But if you follow the restores on social media, you'll see that each affiliate area has different fundraising campaigns, and all that support goes towards putting money into the trust account to build homes. So for my affiliate, our current project is New Family Homes in Prescott, Ontario. We have 4 homes. Those the homes right behind me, that's the model. We are 2 months ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. And we hope to have 3 families in by September, and then we'll have the 4th family in by January of next year. Always exploring innovative housing solutions for seniors and multi-generational families. And one thing I'll mention here is I was approached by Showmaker Homes, and in that meeting, they offered us $75,000 grant for 1 home built if we adopt their floor plan and build an in-law suite that would house parents of a family. So a lot of families, a lot of my friends, their parents, now that they're seniors, are selling their homes in the GTA area and they're moving in with their parents, but they're either building basement suites. But if we build homes, which can actually house seniors as well, there's opportunities for us. And I'm trying to show this to the Federation. And with your help today, I can take all your feedback, your questions, your concerns, and strengthen our story. I met with Michael Barrett on Tuesday and talked to him about how important funding is, how important surplus land is, these new initiatives to help seniors in our community. We have a huge aging population in Leeds and Grenville, and of course in Ontario. And it's important that we don't forget about the people that have paved the way for us. And my parents are 80, both of them. And I worry about their future, their health, and where they're going to go. So I will, of course, do whatever I can. I'm trying to get them to move to Brockville, but they're in Woodbridge right now. And but one day I hope to bring them closer to me. Next slide, please. Why housing matters. We'll continue on. So the housing crisis in Canada, it impacts our social and economic well-being. 1.7, and this number is approximate, million Canadian households in core housing need right now. Marginalized communities are disproportionately impacted. Home equity is not enjoyed by all, and this is huge. So, lack of social cohesion and strong communities. Housing again is more than shelter. It's impacts physical and mental health and quality of life. I'll tell you about one local family here, the Shillingtons, and they've allowed me to use their name. Their son was born with health conditions. They lived in an apartment building. It was moldy. They didn't expect him to live until his eighth birthday. He's now 15. We built their home specifically to cater to his needs, and we built wider staircases because he's dependent on a wheelchair. We had his mom would tell us that when they lived in the apartment building, he would be in the hospital every other month, and she would have to carry him. She would have to carry his wheelchair downstairs. They lived on the third floor, and go back upstairs to get him and carry him downstairs. And they did that for years until we accepted them into our program. When they applied, we just their story just broke our hearts. And again, now he's 15. His bedroom is an ICU unit, so he's able to move around the home without always needing to be hooked up to oxygen or everything else that he needs. So we cater to him. We catered his house specifically for him. We built ramps as well. So that's improving. That's a huge impact on his physical well-being. And again, we can utilize this and help seniors in our communities who are also struggling with these health conditions. Next slide, please. Seniors across Canada are struggling with rising housing costs, accessibility barriers, isolation and loneliness, long wait lists for supportive housing, aging in homes that no longer meet their needs. And this is information that I'm getting from people in my community. I have about 40 volunteers in my affiliate that are above the age of 75, and I get feedback from them as well. What could help them? And they're giving their free time to an organization, and I'm bringing it back to Habitat Canada, saying we should be helping these seniors. Here are real people telling us what they're struggling with. Next slide, please. Many seniors want one simple thing, and this is just from my research here, to age safely and with dignity in their own community. In Canada, seniors are one of the fastest growing populations experiencing housing insecurity. Thousands of older adults are waiting years for affordable or supportive housing options. I personally believe that every senior deserves to feel safe, valued, connected, and at home. No one should have to choose between paying for medication, food, or keeping a roof over their head. This is I also volunteer outside of Habitat for Humanity. I volunteer at a museum in Brockville. It's a Fulford museum operated by the Ontario Heritage Trust. Mostly I'm probably one of the youngest. I'm 44 this year, and most of the people that volunteer there are again seniors, and they share their stories with me as well. I'm also part of the Brockville Rotary, and most of them as well are seniors that are struggling to stay in their own homes, and it's heartbreaking to hear. So I want to do something about it, and I'm hoping that my story, and with your help and your feedback today, that I can take this to not just Habitat Canada, but I can take this to again local MPs across on the Ontario caucus, and we can rally and ask for help to help our seniors. Because right now, yes, we build homes for new families, we for families that are looking to get into home ownership, but I think we can do more. So next slide, please. How Habitat is currently helping. So how we operate right now is people in our community and all over the world partner with Habitat for Humanity to improve a place they can call home. So families help build their own homes. So when someone applies for a house with us right now, they don't have a down payment. They contribute if there are two working parents, or if there's two incomes. It could even be disability, or hopefully old age pension as well. Those we take 30% of their income to see if they would qualify for a home. So no down payment is required for our homes. Instead, we ask for volunteer hours in our restore. It can be on the build site, and If it's one single person, though, and they do qualify, then we just ask for 350 as volunteer hours. And it doesn't even have to just be for Habitat. It can be for, we can take in their APS, their agreement of purchase and sale, we can take volunteer hours for another organization that they're really passionate about. And that I think is beautiful because I'm also collaborating with the United Way. I'm trying to do work with Boys and Girls Club and the food bank because I believe charities should be helping charities. So families help build their own homes, and that goes towards their down payment alongside volunteers, and they pay an affordable mortgage, which is then reinvested to build more homes. So with that, the affordable mortgage, we sell it at fair market value. So these homes here, there's 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. The 3 bedrooms in Prescott, or we're assuming it's going to end up being about 375, and then 315 for the 2 bedrooms. And our current, every affiliate has a different mortgage model. The current one that I'm working on, and we've only recently introduced it, is the first 15 years is with Habitat, interest free. And again, we ask that we take 30% of their income, but people can pay down their mortgage through that 15 years as well. For the first 10 years, Habitat would have the first right of refusal. So what that means is if someone decides they want to leave the program for whatever reason, we can buy the house back and give it to another family. And then, but the family would lose out on the equity that they've invested into the home. So if they stay past the 10-year mark, it's all theirs. They can sell the house, they can leave the program, they can reinvest it into another property. So that's how our current mortgage model is. But every affiliate is different. We then ask after the 15 years that they move to, we amortize for 30 years, by the way. We ask after the 15 years that they move to a traditional bank, but we hope that within that 15 years, we were able to help them with an interest-free mortgage. We do have a blended mortgage model as well that a lot of affiliates are using. And that just means that people are paying 2 different mortgages at the same time. So they would be paying a credit union, whatever deal they make with a credit union. But with us, it's always interest-free. But then Habitat wouldn't get the money back for 30 years. With this new mortgage model that we're introducing here at our affiliate, it helps that I think it's even more beneficial to the families because there is no 2 mortgages to worry about. It's just one, and it's just the interest-free mortgage, which I think will be more beneficial. So with our help, families achieve the strength, stability, and independence they need to build a better life for themselves and their families. Next slide. So we partner with families from application through construction, extending to keys after the keys have been handed over. Every year, we review their files because things change for everyone yearly. We make sure that everything's still affordable for them. If people are finding they're falling into financial troubles, we offer them help by letting them go to volunteer credit counselors or anyone that we have an affiliation with. It could be our credit union that we would ask to help meet with them and see if they can work out a budget. We also have budgets we work on here at Habitat. We do everything we can to make sure that every year we're ensuring our families are feeling secure, safe, and happy in their homes. We help the families learn about personal finances, just as I mentioned, mortgages, maintenance, and upkeep of the homes, and much more. Partnership with Habitat is an in-depth process. It does require hard work, time, and dedication, but this does help to ensure that the long-term success of the families we partner with. Next slide. Affordable home ownership. So helping families achieve stable, affordable housing, monthly housing costs geared to affordability, helping break cycles of poverty and housing instability. Here's where I'd like to make some changes into our affiliate, and I believe more affiliates are looking at to adopt this as well. So a critical repair program. But I want to focus on helping seniors and vulnerable homeowners remain safely in their homes because many seniors that I speak to have said that it's not that they want to leave their home. Their house is not accessible for them to stay in their home. They need ramps. They need grab bars for their bathrooms or around their homes. Certain parts of their home need certain things to help them stay in their homes. And we can launch this program to help fix up someone's current home and keep them there if they want to choose to stay there. So repairs can be accessibility modifications, as mentioned, and I guess the wheelchair ramps, flooring and trip hazard repairs, the bathroom safety upgrades, minor exterior repairs, energy efficient improvements. There's a lot of people in this area that still have knob and tube wiring because, especially in Brockville, where I am, a lot of the homes were built in the 1800s, and people have been in their houses since the mid 1900s, and they haven't updated their knob and tube wiring. The house I bought was built in 1896, and in order for them to sell it to us, they had to update the electrical. Helping 10 families stay safely housed can equal the impact of building one new home. So as I mentioned earlier, we have an obligation to build and serve one family every 2 years. It's the minimum, but they obviously want us to do more than one house every 2 years per affiliate. But if we help 10 families, this is recent, Habitat Canada has agreed to count that as one home built, but only count it for 12 months. So they would want us to continuously launch this program, but help 10 families a year. And while we fundraise to try to raise more money to build more homes. Prevention matters. Keeping people housed is often more affordable and more compassionate than emergency intervention later. Community equity, volunteers, donors, businesses, and families working together, housing solutions built through community partnerships. Next slide, please. So this is where I need the community's help and everyone on this call, helping us respond to the housing crisis in new ways. We need to think differently. Traditional housing models alone will not solve today's crisis. So seniors increasingly need, again, the accessible housing, smaller homes. A lot of the families or a lot of the seniors I work with here that volunteer here say they have too many stairs in their home. So if one family said they would love if we can build an elevator in their home, which that is possible if their floor plan would allow it, or would they just want to move into a bungalow, a smaller home, a multi-generational living option, which is what I mentioned earlier, that if we build an attachment to a home with one of our builds, we can house a senior family in there as well. They can live with their kids, but have a separate, again, it's attached by a hallway with a separate entrance door, but they're close by their family, their children. Supportive community connections as well. We're exploring innovative solutions. So again, in-law suites, accessible layouts, aging in place designs, flexible family living spaces, exploring opportunities with organizations and grant partners. Potential grants may support innovative senior-focused housing models. So I'm getting more and more vocal about this. I'm also joined the North Grenville community forums, and there's also other senior groups that exist that are also trying to raise money to build homes specifically for seniors. I'd like to partner with them. But I need the community's help and support to make a case to present to, again, MPs, MPPs, and bring it to Queen's Park, bring it to Parliament. So a vision for the future, homes where seniors, again, can age with dignity, families can stay connected, isolation is reduced, support systems are built naturally into communities. I want to set this affiliate on the map. We're a very small affiliate compared to the others in Canada, but I have a vision to make this even bigger and expand it across Canada with the help of the community. Next slide. What we're seeing internationally, there are certain aging in place programs helping seniors remain safely at home. So this is where the critical repair program inspired me, because I was like, I want to make change. I want to do something different. That's where the critical home repair and accessibility initiatives surfaced. There's intergenerational housing approaches, volunteer companionships, and community support programs. I think we could also expand outside of just building houses and have programs that are just focused on seniors. Partnerships focused on reducing social isolation among older adults. Next slide. Common themes around the world. Safe housing improves health outcomes. Accessible housing reduces hospital visits and injuries. Seniors thrive when connected to community, and I see it here. I'm so inspired by the seniors that are volunteering with Habitat here. We even have some that are volunteering on the build site, building homes. I'm going to speak about one person in particular at my affiliate. His name is Jerry. He's been with Habitat since he came to Habitat 15 years ago when he was 63, so 2 years before retirement. And he is so passionate about the mission and what we do and helping families. He's currently going through some health issues. He does live; his house is accessible for him. He's fine where he lives, but he had cancer a few years ago and lost a kidney, and right now his remaining kidney is failing. So he might have to go on dialysis, but he's on a test drug to see if he can avoid doing that. But he said he feels this place is keeping him alive and connected because he has a purpose. And that's one thing when I speak to the seniors that are volunteering here, or just when I'm volunteering at the Rotary, they are saying, we just want to feel, we don't want our lives to end because our careers we've decided to retire. They have more purpose now. Many of them here feel they have more purpose now than they did even when they were working, because they're giving from their heart, not just because they need to support themselves. Prevention costs less than crisis response. I really liked when I read that, so I included it in my presentation. Next slide, please. What Ontario and Canada are beginning to recognize: supportive and accessible housing is becoming a major provincial and national priority. Municipalities and nonprofits are beginning to explore integrated supportive housing, accessible senior housing, modular and affordable builds aging in place communities. With modular, there is a company near Ottawa called Kaivan, and I went to go visit their facilities because building homes for us, this Lockett place, we started it in September. Sorry, we started it it was September. We broke ground, but we had to build through the winter, so it really slowed us down. And we're planning to have it done by July. So imagine how long it took. But with modular homes, Kaivan can actually build a home in their facility in one day. They can build 4 houses in one day, and Ottawa is testing it right now. So the Ottawa affiliate is building 9 homes using Kaivan, and they are going to build them into they still have to have contractors, volunteers to do the foundation, of course, but then Kaivan will ship out the walls and everything, and they piece it together, and it's safe, beautiful homes. It's a lot cheaper because you're saving on the construction costs. That means they can reinvest to build more homes. There's in the GTA, we have one of our affiliates that's building an apartment complex because they have the funds to do so. For us in our affiliate, we don't have the funds right now. We had a 15-unit build in Kemptville, but we couldn't even afford to do that because our affiliate was too small. So we teamed up with Ottawa. So Ottawa, even though Kemptville is our affiliate here, Ottawa funded it with us, so they serve 11 of the families in that 15 units, and we have 4 because we can only afford to build the 4. And I think that's great. If more affiliates merge and start moving outside of their affiliate area, we can help more people. And by doing this, again, if we're focusing on helping seniors, why couldn't we build a complex that's an apartment building designated just for seniors? So this is something I'm trying to fight for. Next slide, please. So bringing our partnerships to life, we want to listen. So these are just a few questions that I was asked here in my affiliate, and I asked the seniors, what are seniors experiencing in your communities? What barriers are you seeing? What housing gaps exist today? What supports are missing? And what would really help seniors age safely and independently? And I think by having people speak on your behalf, having you speak, having us speak, I think we can become even louder. We all need to help each other out. So these are a few questions, but please, if you have more suggestions, add it to the list. This presentation will be available to you after as well. So please go through it, and I will have my contact information at the end of the presentation, so you can reach out to me, call me, we can have a conversation. I personally love helping people, which is why I left the media industry in 2024 to join not-for-profit. And because before I took media, I wanted to be a social service worker, to help the homeless, to work with people with different types of disabilities. But I ended up taking the media path So I'm so glad that I transitioned into this career instead, because it's now fulfilling a need that I really wanted, which was helping people around my community and on a larger scale through Habitat Canada. Next slide, please. How could we work together? So pilot projects, advocacy initiatives, critical repair referrals, grant partnerships, volunteer engagement, community education, shared housing innovation ideas. The first step here that I want to focus on again is the critical repair program, because we have already, just by me talking about it in my community, I had a university, St. Lawrence College, reached out yesterday and they said, "Hey, we have apprentice programs. We heard you want to launch a critical repair program." And I haven't even advertised it. You are all hearing it really for the first time. This is word of mouth. And they said they have students that they would love to give hours to help with a critical repair program. I think that's unique because I've only been talking about this again to my board of directors for the past 2 months, and they're in agreement. They're like, "This sounds interesting. How are you going to fund it?" And I'm looking at ways to fund it. Habitat Canada I was at the annual general meeting 2 weeks ago in Toronto, and that's all, the whole Federation of Habitat for Humanity was there. So all 44 affiliates. They're really considering this program, and they're talking about a way we can have a funding model for this by the end of June. Because again, I want this launched by September for our affiliate specifically, and people are catching on. I want to do whatever it takes for us to get there. Next slide. Let's build something bigger together. Housing solutions rooted in compassion. Communities where seniors are not forgotten. A future where aging with dignity is possible for everyone. And my closing thought here is, it's going to populate for you. And this is my personal closing thought. A home is not just four walls. It is safety, belonging, independence, and hope. Next. That brings me to the end of my presentation. So it does give us a good chunk of time to go over questions and concerns and feedback. Anything would be appreciated. My email is at the bottom. My work number is there. I will also in the chat put in my cell phone number. It's not my work cell phone, it's my personal. But if you ever can't reach me on my work number, which I do, I'm at work all the time. I'll leave my cell number in there as well. It's a 416 number because I haven't changed it since I left Toronto in 2021. There we go. So yeah, if there's any people that have questions, if you want to raise your hand or put it into the chat, I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. And Trish?
Hi, Anthony. This is a wonderful, whoops, I think I'm getting an echo. This is a wonderful presentation. And, as you know, can you hear me all right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, because there is
And
an echo.
I'm not hearing feedback.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm not hearing feedback.
Okay. As you know, Seniors for Social Action Ontario is trying to get small homes launched in Ontario for up to 6 people with cognitive disability. And Ontario Health at Home has offered to fund staffing. We've been having trouble getting the homes acquired or renovated and built. So what would, if local community organizations, nonprofits, or municipalities wanted to partner with Habitat on something like that, how would they approach this?
I would say, depending which community you're in, first reach out to the executive director of the affiliate. You can also reach out to me because I can direct you to the proper executive director. I will also take this information today with all your questions to Habitat Canada, because there are people there that we can obviously spread this even faster. So to get you that information. But I think by teaming together with different charities, different organizations, we're going to have a much bigger impact. And maybe we will get more funding and I'm loud about this. So again, even with Michael Barrett, I really gave me 30 minutes of his time, and I filled it to the last second because I said we need your help, and seniors need your help, and they're a huge part of the population, and they're being ignored right now. So, and I wasn't saying it to put him down because you obviously don't want to upset any politician. I did it out of a place of empathy and care, and because my parents are seniors as well. And but yes, I would definitely say getting in touch with a local executive director or CEO of an affiliate. They can guide you. They might not. The reason why I'm saying include me is because some of them might be so busy that they might not get back to you in time, where I can follow up for you because I really do care about this.
That's great, Anthony, and we will follow up. And I'm going to get you to do an article on this for our 2,000 members as well.
Sure, I would love that. And I can't see who raised their hand first.
I think we're going to go with Mona. I think Mona raised her hand, so let's go with Mona.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
Hi, Mona.
Anthony, that was a great presentation. I'm involved with a small home living initiative for dementia, but I'm curious. You mentioned something about Build Canada Homes, because we're always looking at new homes. And my question to you is, did I hear you say that the government wants to lend you, is it 150 million interest free to build homes for all of Habitat, or for you? That's what for all 44?
Yeah, so across the federations, it's still not finalized. We've been talking about this since September because that's when it was introduced, and so we're still waiting on the final calculation or how this will actually work. And even I was hoping that at the AGM in Toronto 2 weeks ago we would have our answers because we're all waiting. There's grants available too. If we borrow the money, there could be a $50,000 grant which can go towards building more homes. So yes, so it's 150 million. Interest free. They're hoping that people would borrow at even maybe $250,000 each affiliate. But the expectation is you're building homes immediately. You're investing that money back because the funding model that we currently have, which is our restores, it's not sustainable. My store that I'm in right now, I have 2 stores in my affiliate. The Brockville store, it costs $1 million to run the store because even though we have volunteers here, we do have paid staff. We do pickups and delivery. Our truck alone to do pickup and deliveries costs $250,000 because the truck breaks down, the diesel has gone up, the staff that we pay to drive the truck, and so a lot of people don't realize how much it costs to run the restore. But this store alone for Brockville makes last year it made $1,035,000, but because it cost $1 million, we only had a $35,000 profit, and that doesn't really build a house. It doesn't even buy land. So
that's what I was going to ask you next. The next question was: are you looking now for leased land, because that seems to be the newest thing, and also to build a home construction wise? What kind of, how much would it be? $1 million a home to build based on construction materials? Yeah, I'm just asking for guesstimates.
Yeah, no, for sure. So it does also depend on where we're building. So for my affiliate specifically, in Prescott, it's costing us 1.2 million to build that. We actually budgeted for 1.3, so we're hoping to close off at 1.2. And then we're assuming that we're going to be able to sell them at once we do the final assessment at 375 and 315. So hopefully, but that mortgage payments, those get reinvested back into building more homes. But we're not looking for leased land at this point. It is donated land, or we buy our land. So we did pay for the land there. But the mayor in Prescott did waive fees as well for us. He was incredible. He waived it was $30,000. So for each, because these are semi-detached, so it was $60,000 total. $15,000 per unit. So that was an incredible savings for us, but we still have to pay $100,000 for taxes. And because we're not going to fill all the homes right away, we're going to pay taxes once the houses are fully built until January when we put the 4th family in.
Okay.
Well, thanks very much, Mona, for that question. Ray, you've got your hand up, so now I'll ask Ray to take the next question.
Hi, Ray.
Thank you very much. Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of an echo, but I'll try to work with it. Anthony, your was truly engaging, and I appreciate your commitment and all the good work you're doing.
Thank you.
I've just finished off about 28-year career as CEO of an agency providing affordable housing and senior services. So I couldn't agree more with your objective. And I think you have a lot to bring to the table locally and throughout Canada. I have had experience with Habitat for Humanity in Mississauga. Great organization. And the other thing is I would suggest that in addition to Trish's good comments, you can lean on SSAO for documentation and advocacy to support your position. We've written a number of outstanding reports. So I think the partnership. You're also correct, and the bandwagon is moving provincially and federally on recognition for senior services in the community. So you're launching your commitment at the right time, and I think there's lots of good work ahead of you, and your passion really does come through.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm thankful I got through this presentation without tears because I presented to 100 women who care, and I ended up crying during my presentation. So I'm glad I didn't shed a tear today. I remain strong, but it is that impactful. It's that important to me that it does bring me to tears because it's sad how seniors are ignored, and I have so much respect for the aging population because we're all age. We're not getting younger.
Yeah. Are there other questions that people have that you'd like to bring forward to Anthony today about the Habitat for Humanity capability of assisting affordable housing and accessible housing for seniors?
While we're waiting for a question, I just wanted to also mention that my board, specifically at our own AGM yesterday, which was last night, they're worried I'm going to leave to go to Habitat Canada for this initiative, but I told them no, I do want to stay in Leeds and Grenville, but I would love to represent nationally on this if I can be a voice for not just Ontario but across Canada.
That's great, Anthony. Doug, I think Helen has her hand up. Helen has a question. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Trish. My question was, does Habitat for Humanity build laneway houses, granny flats where municipalities permit?
It does depend on the affiliate area. Depending right now in our area, our floor plans are not allowing for that, but we're working towards that. So again, by meeting with even companies like Showmaker Homes, are reaching out to different mayors across Leeds and Grenville for projects like that. It does depend on the affiliate area. So I couldn't speak for the other affiliates, but for us, it's not happening right now, but working towards it.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Leslie, you have your hand up. Can you ask your question?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Anthony, for your presentation. I belong to an organization called Senior Women Living Together. And although your focus was on building homes with the granny flat, and I think that's wonderful. I'd love to do that myself, but I don't think it's going to work. I am looking for living with other senior women in the same house. Do you have any potential for that?
So this is the conversations I'm starting to have. I'm not understanding why we can't do that. So although I can't represent Habitat Canada or speak on their behalf or the other affiliates, it's something I'm trying to. I would love to make that happen, and I don't know why we couldn't. It doesn't make sense to me why we couldn't, but that is something I'm rallying for.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anthony, I would ask a question about your aging in place programs, especially around critical home repair and accessibility. Is that something that you think will be more widespread, and is it related to local fundraising efforts by the affiliates?
Yes, so it is something that is starting to gain traction because we are all. I have been talking about this for a long time, and when I found out there was a program internationally that it has worked, um, more affiliates are actually launching it now. It was only recently introduced to Habitat within the past year, and that's one of the reasons why I started to say, well, we need to be doing this everywhere, and with the aging in place program with critical repair, even something like a roof, because some seniors can't afford to even fix their roof, and that could be that could be one of the reasons why they have to vacate their home, or mold, or again, outdated wiring. So anything like that, they don't have the capability or the finances to fix their own homes. I really think this can be a big impact. Maybe our affiliate stops building homes and we just do critical repairs. I don't know, but that could. I think it would be more beneficial because we'd be helping more families. But if we can get more funding from the governments, provincially, federally, I think that would be crucial. But this is what I'm trying to. When I talk to our government relations officer in Toronto, I basically say, help me rally for this, and help us go outside of our mission so we can do something to help the seniors stay in their homes. Or I would love, again, to build homes for seniors. Why couldn't we introduce a new program to Habitat and expand on what we're already doing? But I can't speak for other affiliates, but this is what my affiliate is focusing on right now because of me.
Yeah, I think that's a great focus area. Having personally been involved recently with a family member needing a 36-foot long ramp in order for her to stay in the home as a new senior, I know that what the struggle was to try and get this built, a low-income senior needing that kind of thing. It'd be lovely to be able to phone somebody to get some help around this area. I guess the second question I wanted to ask you, Anthony, was you mentioned something about a build that you did in Leeds and Grenville County for a young person who needed modifications. I think you referred to it as a intensive care unit, but I think what you're saying, there needed to be a lot of modifications for a person with quite significant healthcare needs. Could you say a little bit more about what those modifications were that helped this person stay in their home?
Yeah, so we built a wheelchair ramp specifically for that home. The staircases are double the size of a regular staircase, so that his wheelchair, we're able to get his wheelchair up the stairs, and we had a lift that could help him go up the stairs. It's not like an electrical chair that goes up, but it was a device that they can help slide him up the stairs, and that way they don't have to carry him up and down now that he's 15. But his bedroom does have the hookups that instead of being in the hospital, he's able to stay in his home because he does require oxygen from time to time, not always, but he does require oxygen when he's sleeping. And also all the hallways in the home are wider than we typically would build, just so that he can move around his home freely. The bathrooms are all extra wide as well, specifically with his needs in mind. And they also have a young daughter who that lives in the home as well. Thankfully, she's healthy, but she's as she's getting older, I believe she's 8 years old now, and she's a big supporter of Habitat too, and talking about it to her school friends as well as an 8-year-old rallying for her brother. But specifically for them, even there could be a possibility if their finances ever changed and they lost their home, that she's worried that, my son will die because they didn't expect him to live this long. But yes, everything for the Shillington family was catered to their needs. So we actually accepted them before we even built their house so that we could build it for them that way. And that's because we knew we were going to build a home. So we advertised families before we even started building, which is, I think, we should be doing that. We shouldn't just be starting a build and waiting for the houses to be built to get families in there, because we can do get more opportunities for people with disabilities or seniors to cater to their needs.
Yeah, I think that's a great example of, if you can do it for one person, a younger person, you can do it for anybody who has
Exactly. Yeah.
needs, not just accessibility, but healthcare needs as well. So that's a great example.
Yeah, and this is why the stories matter too. So when we pick families, the stories matter. So we have, for example, the applications for here. A lot of the people that qualify, they didn't really write their need for a home. So we're going to go, we do home visits before we accept families and their current living situation to see how they're living, to hear their story about how we could help them. Because we want to make sure that the people we're bringing into our homes really have that need. Because we don't just want people that could go out and buy a home. We have, for these homes specifically, you had to have an income of 54 to 94,000. There's other affiliate areas where it's a lot more, but because we're Leeds and Grenville, it's not as expensive to qualify. So 54,000 is a pretty good threshold for this area. But yeah, that is one of that's one of the ratios we look at as well for accepting a family. We do have a cap limit because otherwise people can just buy their own home too. So stories matter. So putting that heartfelt emotion into your application means everything to us.
Yeah. I see Kate Chung is reminding us that March of Dimes has a program to help with some accessibility renovations, and I've had a bit of experience with that. Also with a local Lions Club that's been able to step up. It's a kind of a fragmented approach to what we have happening for seniors. It would be nice to have it a little larger, a little bit more coordinated, a little bit broader in its scope. So thanks for mentioning that.
Yes, thank you.
Are there any other questions from the audience? Any clarifications or questions or comments that people would like to make? You could raise your hand and Anthony could answer. Yes, please. James.
Hey, James.
Good morning. I'm with Abbeyfield Seniors Home in Ottawa. You probably know we build homes generally to cater for about a dozen seniors to keep them in their own community. And we each one has a bed sitter, and we provide meals as well. And right now it's about 2,400 per month, so it's extremely affordable. We have done some work with Habitat in the past. They helped us with a deck. There are various things that come up from time to time. There's a bit of maintenance work needs to be done on the Ottawa house. I'm not sure if there's someone I could contact in Ottawa with Habitat that may be interested in helping out there. The other thing is, it'd be lovely if we could figure out some kind of scheme. If we work together and build a house for 12 seniors and have 12 seniors, a lot of these seniors are moving out of three-bedroom homes that they're occupying alone. And if we could work out some kind of a deal that Habitat got access to the homes they vacate by building a communal home for a dozen people, all of a sudden you could perhaps find yourself with easy access to 12 homes for families. Don't know whether that, anything could ever be done with that or not.
So with Ottawa, I will have to check with their CEO if they have if they were doing anything that's focusing on critical repairs for seniors. But there is a buyback program, and typically buyback is with homes that we've built. But there has been homes that they bought back that if it's affordable, if it's designated for affordable housing, and that house was donated to us by the mayor or MPPs, then that could be something we could acquire to renovate, fix up, and sell back to a Habitat family. But typically, the buyback program is focused on buying back homes we've built that people that want to leave the program because they financially can and they want to move to a different home. But that is a definitely interesting point. I can definitely look into that more for you. But I will. If you want to email me, my email's there as well. You'll get a copy of the presentation. Just send me a note, and I can contact the Sarah Cooper is her name in Ottawa, and I'll ask her if she's running the program or thinking about running the program.
Sure. Excellent. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Other comments or questions from folks on the Zoom today? I think if not, maybe I could thank the presenter Anthony Conte today for your information, and we certainly this will be is being recorded, so people will have a chance to look at it and contact you. Your contact details are there. I also want to thank Trish and Harry, and see if anybody has some other comments or final comments before we sign off today.
Just that I think this was a fabulous presentation by Anthony. I'm looking forward to putting an article out to all of our members. I think you're going to get some takers, Anthony, as far as partnerships.
Thank you so much. I would love that. And just so you know, too, I have my manager of marketing and fundraising. Her name is Angela Campbell, and she introduced me to you. By that's the one. I'm not sure if you've ever spoken to Angela Campbell, but she is so passionate about this as well. So I feel like with her and I rallying for this, we can become very loud and try to get this going across the federation.
Yes, Angela did, and
Focusing on-
she's wonderful as well, Anthony.
She's amazing. I'm not sure. I don't think she's classified as a senior yet, or maybe she is, but she's still working with us, and I can't. I couldn't do what I do without her. She's fantastic, and this means everything to her. So her and I love talking about you, the Seniors Association.
Yeah, thanks very much, Anthony. This is really great, especially when you talk about. We see a real connection here when you talk about things like Build Canada, the potential in there of $150 million, and you talk about purpose-built homes that can accommodate people who have a range of needs, whether younger and older. And you talk about the whole aging in place programs like critical care and accessibility. Like, we really see a link here that's really important for us to engage with Habitat for Humanity more at the local level and maybe at your national level as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. That'd be cool.
Great to have you with us today, Anthony. And yes, I have met with Angela, so it's good to know. It's good to know. So I guess I would just
will let her know.
Thank everybody for coming on today, and there will be more Zooms coming up and articles coming out, as Trish noted. So thanks very much for coming on our Zoom today.
Thanks
Thank you.
also to you, Doug, for moderating in spite of all the technical difficulties we've had today. So
Yeah,
thanks to
very
both
good.
you and Anthony for putting up with this.